fan too?
I am a Rangers fan.
Good man.
Yes.
Good man.
Absolutely. They're not having a great season, but we knew that was coming.
Yeah. I was expecting.
So, hello there, and welcome to episode 13 of Stories from a Bar. I'm your host, Chris Osborne. Today I'm hanging out at a relatively newer bar here on Broadway in Albany called Loch and Quay. And I'm doing some day drinking with owner Frank O'Connor and manager John Mickle.
How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing
What's up, man?
fantastic. How are you guys?
Doing great.
So, this is actually, first off, thanks for doing this.
Of course. Thanks for coming down.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. And I gotta say, it's perfect timing because I'm having an Alchemist Heady Topper, which I've never had, but I've only heard is the stuff of legend.
Yep.
And it
Good
just
stuff.
happens to be in stock.
I used to have to drive up to Vermont for that. Not anymore.
And secondly, Happy New Year. This is my first episode of the 2019.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, kicking it off.
Yeah, absolutely. So, day drinking. What are you guys drinking today?
I'm drinking Single Cuts 18 watt session IPA.
All right.
Super delicious.
I'm also drinking single cut, but I'm doing Is This the Real Life Double Dry Hopped IPA.
Ooh, very fancy. Fancy stuff.
So, like I said, we're hanging out at Loch and Key. First, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? Frank, what's your story?
Let's see. When was it? 2011. Old English opened up, and Mark Graydon gave me the job over there. Worked there for a long time. Wound up taking a management position over at the shop in Troy. Did that for a year. Went back to Old English with a little stint at the Parish Pub down here. And then 414, the opportunity became available when Franklin's Tower closed like 4 or 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
The building was vacant. It kind of fell in my lap. I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to do it, but if I don't do it, I'll be kicking myself in the ass for the rest of my life. So talked to John, who used to work at Wolf's, and I can let him talk about that.
Yeah, I before I was doing this, I was working in occupational therapy.
Oh, really?
So I was traveling all over like Western New York. I was based out of Rochester, but I was taking therapy jobs in like Syracuse and Brockport, kind of all over. And while I was out there, I was basically just like drinking. I would get out of work at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, just go find a new cool bar, and I really fell in love with like, the whole craft beer scene. But living out there, it was, I was like by myself. I didn't have any friends or anything out there. So I ended up coming back home because one of the bartenders out there was like, you should just go home and do this. He was like, this is so much more fun than dealing with like old people in bathrooms.
You still deal with people's problems, but
a different way, yeah.
And I imagine now it's just young drunk people.
It is, yeah. It's just a different kind of vomit that I clean up now. But yeah, so I ended up coming back home, and I was looking for a bartending gig, and
I think Nick was in the room. Nick was at
yeah.
Old English, the manager in
Yeah.
Troy Wolves, and he's like, "Do you know anyone who like really likes soccer and beer?" And John was like, "I need a job. Like,
Yeah.
I think I know the perfect guy for it."
yeah, I had seen that they were looking for people, and called Frank and was like, "Can you just like talk to somebody?" And Nick was like there, and ended up. So basically, Frank loaned me to Beer Garden before coming here to like help him open this place.
I think I got in trouble after that. Like, how come you found like John, this great bartender, and now you can't find other great bartenders? I'm like, it was just serendipitous, man.
Yeah, right. It really did work out perfectly.
You guys have known each other a long time, right?
First grade?
It's
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
like we have been really good friends since high school. But in high school, we found out that we had like a weird mutual friend when we were like really
Yeah,
young.
we were really young and then didn't see each other for years and then became friends in high school.
Oh, really?
So that was weird. But then we figured out, I don't know how we figured it out.
I don't know how we figured it out either.
They're like, "Oh, were you that kid?" And I was like, "Yeah, you were that kid?" Yeah.
Like we had play dates together at like 4 years old, like I had no idea. And now we do the same thing just with beer.
Yeah.
So it works.
So,
Less mature though now somehow.
yeah, I don't know how
or
we
probably
went that
equal level.
Yes.
way.
You guys are both from the area, right? Albany
Gilderland,
area.
yeah.
Oh, Gilderland.
Yep.
Well, you were in Schenectady
I
at
was
the time?
I was born in Schenectady, and my mom was a teacher in Gilderland, so I went to Gilderland schools, but lived in downtown Schenectady.
My aunt's a teacher at Gilderland, actually.
Oh, really?
And my uncle.
Who were your?
Their last name's Canali. My uncle is a teacher there.
Canali.
Coaches the soccer team.
That sounds really familiar.
And I think my aunt is more in the special ed area.
We immediately were like going to judge you based on who your family was. But
I
Canali's
get that
fine.
a lot.
Like that one paper that your aunt graded for me or something,
Well, it was funny when we lived in South Carolina. The same aunt and uncle were down there as well, and he was a
Okay.
teacher in my high school.
Yeah.
Luckily, he was a teacher everyone liked,
Yeah.
and I was able to use that to my advantage to make friends.
Yeah.
Like, if he was a teacher everyone hated, I wouldn't have admitted to
Yeah.
knowing him at all.
Yeah.
My sister did that. She like subbed in classes like after college, and I think she was like, it was like music class or something, and Brandon Jeffs goes like, "Our teacher's real hot today." I'm like, "That's my sister, man. Shut up."
Oh man.
She yelled at me one time. She subbed like every class. This was like French class, and she took German. I don't know why she was. Doesn't matter. But she's like, "Mr.
Sure
O'Connor, you're late," because it was like, yeah, right. She's just there.
She's just showing up.
She's like, "Mr. O'Connor, you're late," and then I was like, "I'm sorry," but like everyone, she thought like they thought she knew everyone's name because she like singled me out right as I walked in the door late. So they were all like really good.
I guess it works.
Well, what got you guys interested in opening up Loch and Key here?
Like I said, the opportunity arose. I've wanted to. It was always like a pipe dream, like owning a bar, doing that stuff. If I knew about all the paperwork beforehand, I might have second guessed that. But no, it's good. And like the historic society was like, you can't touch the bar. You can like move tables and do whatever. I was like, why would you touch the bar?
Yeah, so don't
It's
dare.
1937. Like that's the reason that you do this is to keep the bar preserved as it is, but just put better beers on draft. And that's John's job.
Yeah, I get the fun parts without the headaches of all the paperwork that Frank loves so much.
So pluses and minuses to both sides, I suspect.
Yeah, and there wasn't any more upward mobility at Old English. It's like I'm not gonna like defeat Matt Baumgartner and Mark Graydon and take it over and
Own that bar.
yeah.
But it's we've both been doing this for long enough now too that like we both had so many ideas about how we wanted to do stuff, and if we ever did get the opportunity, I mean, everybody sits around with their friends like drunk one night and is like, "Oh, if I had a bar, we would do this or we'd do that." Like,
Well, I always see. I haven't. If I ever had my own drinking establishment, I've settled on the name already. The Dirty Dolphin.
the Dirty Dolphin.
Or, no, not the Dirty Dolphin. It's the Filthy Paw. I'm sorry.
The Dirty Dolphin is the sister restaurant that opens. Yeah.
Let's go down to Double D's and grab a beer. The Filthy Paw, inspired by my beagle Heath, our beagle, my girlfriend and I, because he always chews on his paw and it's taking on
Weird.
a new shade of color. So that's where we came up with that name. But now thinking of all the paperwork, I'm less inclined to.
Yeah, no, but it's cool. Like, just working Wolf's Wolf, working Old English, you pick up a lot of things, and it's like, I want to do it this way, I don't want to do it this way, and now we can, and you realize how much harder it is to do it the way you want to do it, and like have your staff do it the way you want to do it. But being small Albany as it is, like, I had a guy walk out the other day, and I can call Old English and be like, "Can I borrow a cook or two for like a week?" Like I'm in a pinch, and they
And that's what's
help
cool.
each
I
other
was
out.
talking with John before you got here. How close knit everyone, basically in the bar and room community.
And when I need to escape, I can go over there and have a pint.
It's great. It's nice to see the community aspect and the drinking culture around here. Everyone helping each other out.
Yeah, like obviously we're all trying to run businesses, but it doesn't have to be like cutthroat competitive. You know what I mean? Like if I need something from the parish, I can run down the street and whatever.
Some guy
Todd's
came out of the
happy to help us
bathroom and
out.
they're like, "They're advertising the parish in there for a show."
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that? It's like, well, you don't do music. Like, go over there.
I wear
skip
parish
the jump.
t-shirts while I'm bartending here. Like,
So I know I got a lot of awesome information from the website actually about the historical aspects of this place. And you lived in Ireland for a while.
I did, yeah. I studied abroad in 2007.
so studied abroad.
Yeah, studied.
It's
There's
studied
quotes.
quotation marks.
Yes. Yeah, but then made a lot of good friends over there, so I would go back every year for like 2 weeks at a time, just crash on a couch for a while, and yeah, really loved it over there. One of my favorite bars was the Quays over there.
Yeah, which I was going to ask you about, kind of one of the inspirations behind this place, right?
Yep. So before they built 787, that's Quay Street there,
Yep.
QUAY. So we kind of used that. I think it was my dad's idea, and then I had like a dream or something, but then I thought he had told me, but he told me of the dream to call it Loch and Key, so it's really my idea, I guess. But then,
Inceptioned you.
exactly. Then my buddy designed the logo for us in the Art Deco style, following the whole 1930s theme. Yeah, a lot of things just came together at the right time.
Nice. I'm curious because I'm Irish and I have not made it back to the motherland to visit at any point just yet. It's certainly on the bucket list.
Yep.
What's the drinking culture like over there for?
It's younger. Definitely,
So
they
much
start
fun.
young. A lot of people don't drive over there. The public transit's really good,
Yeah.
so you can drink all day and be okay.
It's my favorite kind of.
Well, that should be the next shirt we make.
Perhaps there you go.
But like Guinness is like 4%, so it'll
Wow.
fill you up and not get you too hammered. The craft beer scene wasn't really there when I was there, but it's starting to come up now.
See,
took
it
a
seems
little
like
longer.
more of an American thing.
Yeah.
Than it is.
but now it's kind of traveled. Like, they weren't into IPAs, and the one they had, the Galway Hooker, was what I had when I was over there, because it's the name of a boat also.
Oh, all right. Try that one based on name.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like the hops were sort of there, but not really. But like each year, as I kept going back, it was getting better and better.
It's
definitely went there.
Yeah, it's definitely a very different style of like IPA over there. You know, like you still have like their malts. I feel like are different, so you just get I don't know. But I was just in Dublin in September, and there's a brewery there called JW Sweetman or JT Sweetman, something like that.
There's definitely two
classic like Irish pub that's like a whole building with like 8 floors and 10 bars in it. And yeah, and they do brew everything right there and stuff, and it's cool. It's a lot of fun over there.
There's Porterhouse too. They have like 3 locations in Dublin.
Mm-hmm. Dublin's tough. Dublin's definitely like big city.
Yeah,
like I don't feel like
that's what I heard. I got a cousin that did a semester abroad recently over there. Dublin's more basically the American version of Ireland.
Yeah, you're getting like.
And I lived on the West Coast, so it was like totally different over there.
Yeah, Galway's definitely like where you want to be.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah, it's its own thing, and it's only like 2 hours away. But
it's funny. I stopped by Fort Orange for a beer a couple weeks ago, and there's a frequenter over there that goes by Irish Dave.
I know him.
We know Irish
Again,
Dave.
small money. We know.
Everyone knows Irish Dave if you've been to Fort Orange. And telling me the bartenders over there, I guess you don't tip them. They're unionized, right? Is that true?
Dublin.
I think it depends on where
Dublin,
you are.
you still tip.
Yeah, Dublin, you tip. Yeah, big cities, you tip.
It's the important. This is the important stuff to know.
Yeah, I've had. Not that they were offended, but they were like, "I don't need your spare change, American. Like, stop. You're belittling me."
Like last summer I was also in Ireland, and I went with my family, and we started in Dublin, went all the way down the southern coast and all the way up and around the west side and up into Buncrana, which is like the farthest north you can get without being in Northern Ireland. And there was nothing to do, so we like drank at the Airbnb and like played card games and stuff, but we ran out of ice. So my sister's boyfriend and I walked down to like try to find ice, and the grocery store had run out somehow, which apparently is a thing. You can run out of ice.
Big runs of ice in Ireland.
So I was like, where can we go? And they were like, I don't know, there's like a pizza place next door. So she gives us like a handful of ice, and we were like, this is not going to cut it. And we ended up walking into one of the bars, and Jamin, my sister's boyfriend, has a backpack on, and it's got all the booze and stuff in it that we just bought, and he just puts it down on the bar, and the guy just starts like filling his backpack up with ice. That's like awesome. from the bay, and like as we're walking down the street too, we're like, do you know where we get ice? And people on the street are like, just come in here, he'll give you ice. Like, they'll give you ice. Like, do you work here? Like, who are you? And then gives us all this ice and stuff, and I went to go leave money on the bar to be like, hey, thanks for helping us out. And literally the whole bar erupted and was like, take your money back. Like, no, we're not taking your money for ice. You're not paying for frozen water. And I was like, okay, all right. But I think it's those small towns, like, people will get offended.
You just reminded me, we were talking earlier, I lived in South Carolina for a while. You were talking about Myrtle Beach a bunch of times. I went to Myrtle Beach for senior week in high school, or the year after, because I still had a bunch of friends that were a year below me or something like that. So we rented this villa, filled up the fridge and freezer with a bunch of beverages of the alcoholic nature that people probably should not have been old enough to have. Of course, the fridge broke, so we're like, oh shit, we don't want this to get warm. We ended up throwing everything in the bathtub, and then we had like a human line of people passing buckets of ice to fill it up. So we could call maintenance to come have them fix the fridge. Nope, nothing going on here. The fridge is broke.
Just a bunch of 19-year-olds hanging out in the bathroom.
I'm trying to remember. I think it was Loch in Ireland, like going towards Cliffs of Moher or whatever. And we took a little like side street. We needed gas or petrol, and we got to the gas station, and there was a sign on the door that says, we're out of petrol. It's a convenience store. We're out of petrol. Sorry for the inconvenience. I was like, oh, so they don't have either. Petrol or convenience. Great.
It's out of everything today.
Fantastic. I'm going to pause this quick because I need another beer.
Sure.
You need the uppers and the downers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I started drinking this because I was a big fan of The Fast and the Furious in college and in high school.
So that inspired you to start drinking the NOS energy drinks?
Gotta drink the NOS.
I mean, I don't know how long we have to record, but Frank could quote the whole movie start to finish
No,
for
that's
you.
okay. I'll take your word for it.
Granny shifting, not double clutching like you should. Nobody double clutches in
No.
a drag race.
I had to get another heady topper, like I mentioned. Who knows when I'll see these again. I'm not driving 3.5 hours to the brewery.
Yeah.
Let's talk Loch and Key. First off, the name.
Yes.
We say Loch and Key. It's actually Loch, L-O-C-H, and Quay, Q-U-A-Y.
Yes. Yep.
So what was the inspiration behind the name?
Again, Quay Street over here. And it's funny because what was it? Washington WT's is Washington Tavern, but it's not really on Washington. So it's like, all right, they get away with it. I can get away with it. We're not really on Quay Street. We're on Broadway and Beaver. Nobody knows this alleyway is actually Beaver Street. And then the Keys, again, being one of my favorite bars in Galway.
Yep.
There's also one in Dublin that John went to a couple, months ago?
September. Yeah, it was cool. They had a ton of music and stuff in there. I think it's a different scene than the one in Galway.
Yeah, totally different. I don't think they're affiliated at all. But yeah, so years ago, I don't know how long ago, this was all water. This was like waterfront, Quay Street. So yeah, and then Loch is a loch, like on the water.
Yep.
So we just kind of played with the name.
Nice.
And then we had to figure out how to make the logo kind of fit with, so I asked my friend Matt Sama to design it. He lives in Brooklyn now. So we put the keyhole and the key in there so that you can pronounce it correctly.
Just in the microphone a little bit, you're good.
Yeah, because I figured people are going to butcher the name every time.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you about. Has there been some real fun mispronunciations when people come in?
Some good ones.
But that's going to happen.
Loch and Quay.
Yeah, that's going to happen with anything. When I was working Old English, people would order Omega Gangs. It's like, that's not, okay, whatever.
Yeah, we're both coming from places like
Omega Gang?
Yeah.
Ami Gang?
It sounds like a transformer. But like, John's got all the German beer names down. And
all the stuff from Beer Garden, people used to say, that's like kind of like a Frankensteiner instead of a Franziskaner, stuff like that.
I'm trying to look.
It's actually the funniest is when like Yelp or like marketers and people will call and it's like they're not from here and they don't know the bar, but they'll like say it wrong once and then I'll correct them and then they'll like skirt around saying the name of the bar for the rest of the conversation because they know they're going to keep saying it wrong.
It's fun. You guys have been open since last April, right?
Yeah.
So our address is 414 Broadway, so we did the soft opening 414. So that's going to be our little anniversary thing going. But we didn't have the liquor license yet, so we couldn't sell anything to anyone. So it was just us here drinking by ourselves.
Hanging out.
But yeah, 414. Come on down.
414 Broadway.
Yep.
414.
So, and then the ribbon cutting was 5/28, I want to say.
Yeah.
With the mayor and the whole nine.
I was going to say, I remember reading a quick article in the Times-Union, the local paper, reading the name. I'm like, is that supposed to be Loch and Key?
Yep. And whenever you get a receipt, if you buy something here, look at the bottom. Our little tagline is "You're saying it wrong."
You're saying it wrong.
So hopefully they'll catch on, but who knows?
Yeah, we are Albany's #1 most mispronounced bar. That's for sure.
It's a nice title.
Yeah, I think we won that in Times-Union's
Oh,
Best
really?
of 2019. No, it wasn't a category, but
it should be.
If next year,
I'm
fingers
curious
crossed.
to see what other entrants there would be in this area.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we've got.
Yeah, are there any other bars around here that have like hard to pronounce names?
Savoy, I've heard say a couple different
Savoy,
ways.
I guess it's probably screwed that up.
S-A-V-O-Y. I'm not sure what else.
I think we take the cake, man.
I think we did it.
Congratulations.
We've made it.
Close it up.
You guys win. So we touched on it earlier. How'd you decide on the location? It just
The
randomly...
location's been, it's been here.
The location, it's the building itself has been here a long time.
Actually, so yeah, right after college, I didn't really know what I was doing with my life. So my dad's like, So my dad was like, well,
you fake it. You basically fake it until you're doing something.
He's
you
like,
can admit.
my dad was like, do you want to serve papers for my law firm? And I was like, no, probably not. He's like, well, it's a job, so you're doing it, and you're living in my house. So yeah, I was the guy who said, you got served, whatever.
You got served.
It sucked. Yeah.
Did you start every conversation that way?
No, you have to get them to admit that they're the person you're looking for. So you don't say it right
put
away.
out fun costumes?
No, everyone asks that. No,
like
there's no fun. It's not as fun as the movie makes it look. So either way,
had the opportunity to try to do that.
I know.
I gotta feel like I would try to do that.
I had some scary guys that they just beat you up.
They showed up at like meth houses and things like that.
I can imagine it's probably some pretty dicey scenarios.
I don't even know if I'm allowed to. Yeah, okay. I'm not allowed to divulge the information about who was getting served. But yeah, so his law firm is just up the street, 40 Beaver. So after a long day's work, we'd come down and have a beer down here when it was Franklin's Tower, and kind of fell in love with the place. So when I heard it was available, I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. I kind of like the vibe you guys have going in here. It's small. I like the neon lights.
Yes.
And the colors.
Yes. My sister picked all the colors.
Yeah.
She feng shuied the place.
Did a good job. And we
And
have...
you can tell the environment's been here a while. You guys have recycled a lot.
And the tables are all the same tables that used to be the booths. All the mahogany's the same mahogany. We just repurposed it and stained it.
Yeah, like the floors, like the penny tile floors and the tin ceilings are original.
Yep,
Just
lights are the
painted
same.
ceiling.
Those lights were in my garage for a year, and then we got them back down here.
It's cool because there's a lot of unique
Abby's
places.
laughing at the bar right now about how long these lights are in your garage.
It's cool because there's a lot of unique places, and this place has like the historical aspect going for it. I think the building's been around for like 200 years.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah.
And you touched on the bar earlier. The bar's been here. Physical wood
Yep,
bar.
right after
since
Prohibition.
1937.
Yep.
Just after Prohibition.
Yep.
Which 100 years, like centennial of Prohibition right now.
It is. Albany is doing a lot
2019.
of Prohibition celebrations this year for the centennial.
Oh, that's the other thing. I was going to say the chrome strips there. I was like, Sam, I'll put that in the logo somehow.
Yeah,
And he did
to
it.
work in those lines, and we did kind of build everything right around that bar.
Yeah.
Like that was like the vision
Yeah.
for the whole place.
So how hard is it trying to decide on everything with two of you? Are there any good fights?
Not really. We haven't had a good fight.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, I mean, we've known each other so long that we're on the same like wavelength about
Yeah.
most of it, and we've worked for the same people in the past where it's like this has worked, this hasn't worked,
Yeah.
and if we have a qualm, I think we just bring it up and we get
Yeah,
over it.
and I think that's the big thing too. Like, I mean, obviously people are always like, don't go into business with like friends and family and stuff. But like, I feel like we have the relationship where like Frank could come in and say anything to me in any tone, and it would be like, okay, let's do this now. Like,
Go F yourself. Now we got to get this done.
yeah, like we're gonna,
Yeah.
we'll make it work. Like we're fixing it. Like we've been friends for a long time, so it's.
By the
easy
way,
to-
nice beard. I really like the beard.
Thank you.
I'm jealous of people that can grow nice full beards.
I'm mad that I shaved the other day now.
I know, right?
You got some nice stubble coming in.
We do actually all of our friends. We've been. How long have we been doing the pub crawl? We do a March.
It's got to be 10 years almost.
It's got to be close to 10. But we do a March mustache madness.
Come on by.
So yeah, stop
Yes.
on down. We'll be the creepiest bar in town.
So what we would
Hairiest
do,
bar around.
We've done it.
Hairiest upper lip bar around.
Yeah.
we've done it in Schenectady, Saratoga, Albany,
Boston.
Troy, Boston. You go to, it's basically a pub crawl, and then you have the bartender vote on the best mustache, and then that person doesn't pay for their drinks.
Well, that's
while you're
awesome.
there.
That's a
That's
fantastic promotion.
Yep.
It's so much fun. And
But now
we've
we
been-
can't say, okay, go somewhere else. Stay here.
No,
Yeah.
hey, come to Loch and Key.
Yep.
Come here. We'll
Grow a
change the
mustache.
bartender over and over again.
There you go.
You just hang out here.
Bring in 5 different bartenders or something throughout the day. Have each one come.
I actually thought that would be a fun thing to do a pub crawl where the bartenders just change and
would
everyone
be-
else
Everyone else
stays.
stays.
Interesting treat.
Oh man,
But then there's different POS systems and it gets tough.
it would be a
The
nightmare.
The drops would be
though.
off.
Every business would lose money that day.
Yep.
Maybe
So-
it's not a good idea.
I feel like we can workshop that into something.
Yeah.
So, like I said, the bar's been here since 1930s. This room itself is
The
basically,
building's been
it's
here for a long
basically
time.
been a bar. In
It
some
was,
form since like 1937.
Yeah, before that, Union Lunch, I think it was called.
Union lunch. They had tables for ladies. So
It was advertised.
women
right?
were allowed.
We got to get that framed and put up somewhere. Women were allowed in without a male. It's like,
Well,
whoa.
it's funny. There's McSorley's down in New York City, the
Mhm.
oldest Irish pub in the country, I believe. And I was talking to John earlier briefly about this. But they were there long before men and women were allowed. Like, they didn't put in a women's room or allow them until at least the 70s or something like that.
I don't know if we can get away with that.
We still don't have a women's room. Unisex.
And it's funny because I know after Prohibition, when there was a boom in bar making stuff, it actually came from cabinet. This bar came from cabinet makers down the road.
Correct. Yeah, and that's now Stout. That
Yeah.
building's gorgeous too.
Yeah.
It's a cool looking place.
Yeah.
Stout, an Irish bar down the road, just a mile or two.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think there's a few of their bars, or at least that era bars, like scattered around Albany too.
Well, I mean,
I
there was
wanna
a high
say
demand
Paulie's.
after Prohibition. You know?
Yeah.
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 And there have been people who don't even like, they're not appreciating the bar, but like woodworkers themselves have come in and say like, you can't find a piece of mahogany that big,
Yeah.
like anywhere anymore.
Costs you a small
Like,
fortune to build
yeah.
a bar like that now.
It's one continuous piece. So, yeah, she's a beaut.
Yeah.
It is. Tell me about the logo. I know you said your friend.
Yeah, my buddy Matt designed it. Oh my god, the late nights of me emailing back and forth with him, and I was like, "Can you tweak this?" And he would tweak 100 things, and I'd be like, "Hate it, love it, hate it, love it," and we dialed it in. He's still mad about the key. He's like, "Oh, you should have done this style key." I'm like, "No, done. I like that one.
It's on
Stop."
T-shirts now.
Yep.
It's official.
the Art Deco kind of font that we got going on. The circle we based on the mirrors that have been here. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, took a lot longer than I...
So when you tell people you own this place, what kind of vibe should people expect?
I try not to tell people I own the place, because then they're
All
like...
right, well, let's say... Okay, leave that part out. You're just promoting the place. People ask you, what's it like?
Yes, because they know the owner is going to try and talk it up.
Yeah.
But if I'm like, oh, yeah, I just worked there, and it's
Let's
great.
just say you like
yada,
the
yada.
place and you're explaining it to someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rewording my question.
One of our themes we've been going on, I think when I was actually going down to Brooklyn to see Matt, there was a place called Owl Farm or something. Owl something. And on the wall it says no crap on tap. And I was like, I love that. Let's do that. Like, we'll have the domestic stuff in
That
bottles.
is nice. I like that. No crap on tap.
And John's been great at keeping me up to date on whatever's coming out.
Like I said, I get to do the fun parts. I get to pick the beers and talk to the brewery reps and hang out with people and make cool connections. And
I'm down in the basement doing the numbers, and I come up and John's up having beers with people. I'm like,
samples in front of me. But honestly, like, it's been super cool because we've wanted to gear ourselves to be a craft bar and have that just like relaxed atmosphere, and
which is kind of tough down here too, because you got a lot of state workers who are, this is what I drink, and I'm not changing, I'm not straying from that path no matter what. So we got domestic bottles and whatever.
But I love to convert people. Like, I love that guy that comes in that always drinks Bud Light. And I'm like, all right, just try this, and then I can get him drinking craft beer.
Yeah, and it's funny because there's a World of Beer in Crossgates Mall, and I remember sitting there once as I was doing some Christmas shopping or something. I've ordered something from like Scotland or something like that, and someone comes, sits down, and just orders a Bud Light. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
This is the place you come to order a Bud Light?
It's beers of the world.
I know.
You can get Bud
There's like
Light all over the world.
You buy that at the gas station on the way home.
Yeah.
Right. Like, we definitely wanted to focus on that, and it's nice to have built up like that relationship with some of these craft breweries. Like, Single Cut has been awesome to us.
Another local one, right?
Actually, now they're technically they're local, I guess, right? They've up in Clifton Park. They're brewing in Schmaltz's old space there. But they've been down. We've done tap takeovers with them. We always have 18 watt on draft.
How do you decide what to carry? I mean, there's a lot of options out there.
There is a lot of options.
You get those weird emails from Jeremy all the time.
I definitely get emails at 9 a.m. that I like wake up to in a panic and say like, I want this, and then I like don't remember what I've bought, but I get the stuff. I
remember.
Frank remembers.
I get the bill 2 weeks later.
But yeah, most of the time I just I try to stay connected with what's going on in craft beer and like what brands are good, and a lot of it is selfishly my personal taste.
Yeah, when you're already a beer nerd, it's like easier because there's fun.
Yeah,
makes sense. So is that how you guys decided to get some Heady Topper? I know they've been popping up over the last week in the Albany area.
Yeah, Heady Topper. I mean, if they're listening, send a case a week. But
feel free to help. Send one to me as well.
Don't leave Chris out.
I think John one day said, if you ever get it, just send it to me.
Yeah,
and they did. We're like, oh, great.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about it.
Shout out to The Alchemist, Heady Topper. We are more than happy to try any of your products if you just want to send
let us know.
Send it.
Just any small batch thing you want to try. But yeah, that's the most fun part, is getting to just hang out and try the beers and talk to the people and pick the next cool thing that's going to come on.
That's cool. And like I said, there was a lot of cool information when I went to the website and was reading the huge paragraph.
I wrote that, no big deal.
Nice. What was it? The side entry door, Dutch-style kitchen door, procured from the historic Albany?
Yeah, so they've got, oh my God, if you have a chance, go in there. They salvage stuff from old buildings that are going to get torn down, thrown out, whatever. They've got hundreds of doors, hundreds of windows, oddly enough, toilets and sinks. And
why not?
And
you never know.
Literally, they save everything. So it takes a long time, but you can find some cool stuff. That door, these doors, yeah. I'm trying to think. I'm sure there's 100 other things in here that I got from there. Then I'm looking like, yep, we did that. They would have taken the piano apart and saved the mahogany.
Yeah.
Why not?
So I know the tile floor is original, right?
Yep. Tiles.
For bathrooms and...
Bathrooms, yeah, we had to pretty much gut the bathrooms and bring them up to code, handicap.
From entryway, too. Yep. We had to take some of that out.
Yeah, but we took the same style, same color, which is hard because you can't find the same color tiles anymore,
this is really
apparently.
Cool. You can tell that this is not new.
It's beat up.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I mean that in a good way.
Yeah, it's got that character to it, like you can literally see there's broken tiles from like people's high heels from when they would like dance and stuff back here, and like just the age of the building, like one of our guys that worked on it, Kevin, was telling us that like from the actual weight of it, some of the tiles and stuff are popped out just because it's like just been around for so long.
Yeah, nice
character. It's just got that whole feel.
Man, about a year and a half ago, you should have seen these walls. I don't think one of the walls was straight.
Really?
Yeah.
But they made it so it won't fall down, so we're happy.
Yeah.
That's the important part. You need a nice, warm, safe place.
They're like, you need a steel beam here and here and here and here and here. Like, all right, do it.
Well, you know,
Like, should I not be standing here?
Yep.
No one wants
Safe.
to drink outside in the winter.
No. We let people live upstairs, so you know it's safe.
Oh, do they really?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. A lot of reused mahogany too, right?
Yes. Yep. Other than these diamond tables that me and John drove to the middle of nowhere to pick up.
Which was the creepiest like storage facility I've ever seen in my
He
life.
was like, meet us at this weird, like, it looked like
It looked like someone had sewn a bunch of garages together, like old garages.
I was gonna say like old like Carney flea market or something.
Nice.
It was gross. But then like he opened this weird garage door and there's these beautiful tables.
These
So like
awesome
we'll
tables.
take them, I guess. And I was like, will you take a check? And he's like, no, but I'll drive you to the bank.
Nice.
And like so I got in this man's truck and drove.
I was
I was fairly sure I wasn't going to see Frank ever again.
I was going to ask if it was a truck because it seems like
It was
the
a truck.
perfect scenario where there's no other vehicles that just got to drive unless it's an
Yeah.
RV.
And I was like, John, here's the keys to the U-Haul, and I hope I see you again.
So is this like an old truck? Or is this-
It was a beater.
Yeah.
It's exactly
it was
what I
blue.
imagined.
I waited in the parking
I
lot
try
at
not to
Millhouse
remember those memories.
while you...
Oh yeah. Yeah, we went to Millhouse. So
And then we
wherever-
drank Millhouse. Great
Yep.
beer. You're down in Poughkeepsie.
Oh.
The old Hendrix beer neon.
That
sign
thing's
in
been
front
up
window.
forever. I remember it being here. I think it was attached
in
to
the wall.
this wall here, and then Kevin took it down when he was doing construction, and he's like, "You need to like save this somewhere because my guys are gonna break it. Like this is gonna break." So that was in my garage for a long time too. Then we had it. My dad built a mahogany frame, mahogany everywhere, and I talked to the electricians. And who was it? Dave was like, "I'm not touching that thing, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know how many volts go through that? I've been zapped by one of those. I'm not doing it." So I had to like go find a guy who would do it. He's a friend of my late uncle, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll do it for you." And he wired it up, put it in the window. So when you walk in, that's the first thing you see is the Hendrix sign lit up, old Albany beer.
Nice. One thing I wanted to ask about: how tough is it? It's a smaller space.
Hmm.
It's definitely cool and decked out. How tough is it to work with such a smaller space?
It's I'm used to the smaller space. Like Old English isn't that much higher, and
It was not known.
our fire code was 92 there. It's 95 here. It's similar.
Is it?
Yeah, I
It's
think
weird how the layout makes it seem so different.
And they've got
It
the
does.
upstairs, downstairs,
Yeah.
which makes it tough to serve, but it's quaint. Here is probably the same square footage.
I feel like the only time we really run into like issues with it being small is when we have like a sold out show at the Times Union or something.
yeah,
you know,
big
like
arena just a
yeah,
block over.
yeah.
when we get like 8 people at a time, you know, for a big table or something. But
Yeah,
we always
but it's
make it
nice that
work.
you can keep an eye on everything going on. Like,
Yeah.
this is it. You're looking at it.
So I know you guys keep a fairly small menu, but it's a nice mix of stuff you'd expect to find in a pub and some
Mm-hmm.
cool, unique things. How hard is it to kind of put out a menu for?
The first menu was tough because it's like what sells, what doesn't.
Yeah.
Down here, you got state workers, you got people going to Times Union shows, and depending on what the show is, they're going to have all different tastes. So you
And
play
neither
around.
of us have ever worked in kitchens before, so
Yep.
it wasn't like a thing that we knew. Like we needed help to do that to build our menu.
Yeah, so Rich Matthews over at the shop in Troy, he helped me out a lot, and Adam and Art a lot. But again, it's really just seeing, okay, what's working, what's not, and it's just a constant battle. But it's a
John and I were
Fun
talking
battle.
earlier about nerd stuff, and I heard you're a big Pokemon Go.
uh-oh.
that leaked. Sorry, I didn't.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I brought it up only because it's how you found your trivia person, and I
Yes.
found that hilarious.
It was, again, serendipitous.
yeah.
I'm out doing a raid, and then this guy, over a few weeks, you're fighting your Pokemon against other Pokemon. And then somehow
it's
all
just walking around,
all
pulling up
these-
your phone, right?
pretty much all
Yeah,
these
like
state
everyone just
workers,
heard you
but
roll
it's
your eyes.
funny. It's funny that all these state workers can just leave at 10:30 a.m. their state jobs and just go out and fight Pokemon. Like, aren't you supposed to be doing work?
Hold on to that childhood,
It's
man.
fun.
I work in a bar, so I can like.
My day
Make-
job,
I have
I
an
work
excuse.
at a government-ran facility, and I remember when it came out how popular it was getting. There were people going out on their breaks, just walking around the parking lot, which
Mhm.
they do not like.
Kills
Holding
your
up their
battery.
cell phones.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
So yeah, I don't tell everyone that either.
Well,
But
now
so-
we know.
Yeah, everybody knows.
It happens.
Everybody knows.
It's out there.
Nerds.
But yeah, so the one guy's like, "Oh, you work at that bar, right?" And we're like, "Yeah." He's like, "I do trivia. Like, can I do your trivia?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. I guess we'll try it out." And he's great at it.
He's
So-
great. Yeah, Jared is awesome. He does host trivia for us every Wednesday at 7:00. We do like different monthly sponsorships with breweries and stuff. So we've always got like cool prizes and things. And he writes the whole game himself. So it's this coming Wednesday. We have The Office is like our themed trivia.
And I'm excited about that because we're going to do a little office trivia to close out the show. But
We're
first,
going down.
John's gonna beat me.
Going way down.
But it's not fair. So when Jared, he's like, "Oh, I'll send you all the questions and the answers," like, don't show me. I want to play.
Yeah. Yeah,
John.
so I have to read them and then stand here and like set out my hands while everyone's like, "Is this the answer?" I'm like, "Oh, I can't say anything," and you know that.
tell me about some of the artwork. I just saw you guys were for First Friday in Albany, right?
Mhm.
You had some artwork hanging up from an actual local person.
Yeah, the Albany bid reached out to us, and
Frank goes to get another beer.
yeah, got to stay hydrated. But they reached out to us, and Albany Gallery said that they would be happy to curate, a show down here for us, basically. So
That's awesome.
Tony came in and
And let me
set
put
up-
this warning out there because is this a continuous thing?
I would like to have it a continuous thing.
I don't know if I'll have to edit it and post
Yeah.
it before the first one happens.
Yeah.
So I'm just putting a warning out there.
No worries. It's so right now the artist that we have up on the walls is Gregory Maxwell Dunn, and we'll actually be featuring his stuff for all of February. So he'll be up for a while.
I will
and then,
definitely have this up before February.
all right, great, cool. So we'll definitely have other artists come in here and stuff. But it was just a cool opportunity. We like to make sure that we are like supporting that Albany community. Frank and I have been hanging out and drinking in Albany for a long, long time now. So anything
yeah,
we can do to like make sure that we support people that are around here is always fun.
It's cool because since I started this podcast, I said I've gotten to meet a lot of the awesome people
Yeah.
that have been happy enough to, and certainly thankful to them for letting me come in and talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
Albany's and the drinking community particularly is very close. And
We're strong.
all
We're
strong,
strong knit drinkers.
and everyone supports each other, and it's great to see.
Yeah. It is one of the things that I loved, and it's honestly one of the big reasons that I got into like wanting to do some of this stuff is just because it's all just people hanging out, trying to make it like the most fun for everybody that's around, and it's like that age-old saying of you do something you love, you don't work a day in your life or whatever, and that's like I feel like I'm really doing it. So it's been cool, man. It's been a lot of fun so far.
Fantastic. With that, I thought, like I mentioned before, thought it'd be fun to wrap up with some office trivia.
Damn it. I can just concede now.
No, I
John's
want to
gonna win.
And I'm gonna call this a win-win-lose because obviously the winner will get bragging rights. The second win will go to me because the loser's gonna buy my next beer.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
So let me pull out some paper because these are short answer questions.
Okay.
It's a paper test.
Great, even better.
I don't have anything written down. I'll say the question, you just write down your answer.
Ooh, all right.
I need help. Oh, actually, of course I have this.
I was gonna say I always have one of these in my back pocket.
Oh, nice. Both of you pull out notepads. I was concerned about what I was gonna bring.
What if someone
Right.
puts it in order real quick?
It's you never know when you have to. You should always have a guest
You're
checkbook
using
in
order
your
in
back
notepads.
pocket.
I've got pens.
Perfect.
Perfect. You're prepared.
So make sure those right. So I'm not quite as prepared as you think. If they don't
Are we
write.
using these? Is this
Okay.
official?
I don't care.
So
Serious.
do your best to not look at each other.
You can see my answers.
Don't cheat,
We need a binder right
I
here
don't-
between us.
right? Or a
I don't have anything
divider.
to
Sarah,
hold
come
up.
stand right in between us.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, perfect.
Can,
Yeah.
can we put my little notepad up
That
like
works.
that? So I wrote
John's
down-
already won. He's written all the answers.
I already know all the answers.
All right. Well, we'll see.
I hope it's a
Jared sent them
Recyclops
to me
question.
earlier.
Upper Cyclops. I thought about that one, but that one.
That's what they used to
Spoiler
call me.
alert, there are no Recyclops questions.
Damn it. All right.
So, question one.
Dwigged.
This is the office trivia. In Diversity Day, what famous comedian's stand-up routine does Michael imitate?
Get out of here.
Can I write the whole bit that he does, or do you just need the name of the
Just the
comedian?
comedian's name.
Okay, that'll do.
Don't worry. Question two. What is Dwight's middle name?
Oh my god.
So my girlfriend recommended I do this in multiple choice, and now I'm thinking maybe I should have. But to be fair, I was told you guys were...
I watch it. He's an addict.
I definitely am. Yeah, it's bad.
So I feel like Frank's going to be buying my beer.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'm already okay.
Like I said, win, we lose.
used
Either
to
way, I get a free beer.
Somebody's getting the beer.
Question 3. What is the name of Michael Scott's movie that he spends the entire series working on? John's just lightning in his answer response.
I wish that I was this good at school stuff. I wish I took the SATs like this. I probably would have gotten into some.
I think I got this one.
All right.
Don't look at me.
I'm not.
I'm gonna skip. Skip that one question and go to an easier one.
Was that the Recyclops question that I was going to get right?
No, I'll give you a point just because you know Recyclops.
Great.
Because I feel like that's
It's just because people used to call me that. I'm like, where does that come from?
A bonus point for Frank because I feel like that's
Yes.
Absolutely. And Frank is a recycling nut, so it's perfect.
All right. Okay. Fantastic. So, what is Michael's cast made of after he burns his foot on a George Foreman grill? Because he likes to wake up to the smell of
I've seen that episode, but I don't...
He walks in with crutches and his foot up with no
Which,
sock.
also, he burned his foot on a grill, right? And he comes in on crutches. He just had those at his house.
It's true.
He just had crutches
plus
somewhere.
The material he uses for a cast.
Well, the time when Pam slaps him, he has a limp. So it's like, he must just get limps.
He just gets limps.
That happens to some of us. I'm not going to believe it blank either.
Yeah, don't leave anything blank.
No, don't just make something up.
A cast made of casts.
Okay.
Cats? It's a cat cast.
Oh, cats is good.
I wrote down 10 questions, and I was only going to do 5, but I feel like it would be funnier if we just go through all of them.
I think we should rip through all of them.
Okay. In the Dundies, what restaurant does Pam get banned from?
Ooh. Damn it, John.
We actually had for our
It's like a Fridays or Tuesdays or some day.
I will give you the hint that it's one of those more generic.
It's a big chain restaurant.
I'm gonna write Wednesday because I know it's not a restaurant.
Frank's trying to get as many wrong as possible.
Okay, you know what? That's not correct. Try again. Okay, I'm throwing you a point here. Hopefully, it is an actual big chain restaurant.
But now
I'm
thinking like the
Think
Asian
like
one.
Applebee's, TGI Fridays.
But it can't be one of those, or
no, it is something like that. Red Lobster.
Yeah, those big
chain.
I feel like it's Chili's.
What? You just write what you think it is?
I'm writing it.
Okay.
Is there an apostrophe? Yes.
And the apostrophe is irrelevant for the answer.
No, I'm an O'Connor. It's not irrelevant.
So, what is the name of Pam and Jim's first kid?
Oh, I know that one.
Excellent.
They have more than one kid?
They end the series with 2 kids.
Okay.
They also have a little boy.
So, and in the later seasons, after Andy Bernard takes over as manager, after reaching his sales goal, he incentivizes the employees that if they reach a certain sales goal, they can decide what he gets tattooed on his ass. Mm-hmm. What is that tattoo of? It can be just his nickname.
It was almost like a disgusting baby thing, and then they change it.
I'm losing.
I can't wait for my free beer.
If this was Fast and Furious trivia, I'd be winning.
I would have no idea what I was doing. I would have answers like cats.
I don't have any Fast and Furious questions. I'm sorry.
Maybe one at the end for you.
What sandwich does he eat every day when he goes to visit her? Tuna, no crust.
Why is he sitting in that weird cage?
All right. What is the nickname Andy has for Jim throughout the series? There's 1 or 2 variations.
There are. I'm going to write them both.
Okay.
Just because we got that hint.
And to wrap things up, what is the name of James Spader's character when he takes over as the Sabres CEO in the last season or 2?
Sabre,
CEO.
Damn it.
Yeah. He drives down to Florida and convinces Joe to give him her job. He's supposed to be that persuasive.
I give up.
All right.
And on to that. I feel like I already know one, but I'm going to go through these answers because I can't wait to hear it. So for the first question, what famous comedian did Michael imitate? John?
I said Chris Rock.
Frank?
I said Bob Dole. I am wrong. I know this.
Definitely known for his comedy.
Yeah.
He does talk about Bob Hope a lot, so I'll give you that, right? Let's give Frank a half on that.
Half or like a quarter.
Half? Okay.
Even though the answer was completely wrong.
Yeah.
What's Dwight's middle name?
Kurt, but he also says that it's Danger.
Ooh, that's double points. I wrote Beats.
Beats.
All right. John gets 2. Frank gets 1.
Great.
I'm just making this up as I go
Which
along.
this is the best office
I don't even know if I
trivia
got
ever.
my. Did we do 9 questions or
We
10?
did do
We
9.
did
Okay.
we did 9.
We skipped one.
I've got a bonus question,
All right.
which I don't know if there'll be anything.
So
on
there's
mine.
10 questions.
Sure.
Okay.
I cut one out, but maybe I'll ask it anyway.
I feel like I'm right on this one.
What is the name of Michael Scott's movie?
Threat Level Midnight.
That's what I wrote.
Yeah, all right.
Both got
You
that
wrote
one.
the character name too, huh, Michael
Yeah.
Scarn?
Nice.
Double points.
Double points.
Give him an extra.
Double points.
I could have written the script if I needed to, but that's fine.
Hindsight.
Hindsight.
What is Michael's cast made of after he burns his foot on the George Foreman grill?
Well, I know it's not cats, which is what Frank wrote down, but bubble wrap.
Yes.
I wrote cast, but then you said cats, and I thought it was funnier.
But don't let me influence what you're writing. We're competing
It's
against
funny,
each
but
other.
I can't give you a
Yeah,
point
it's
for
fine.
that. It's hard to justify a point for that. What state do Michael and... Oh, I didn't even miss that one. I missed one.
Oh, do it right now.
John
on the
still
fly.
knows it.
On the fly. What state do Michael and Holly move to?
Colorado.
I was going to say New Hampshire.
All
Isn't she
right.
from New Hampshire?
She's from
No,
Colorado.
she works at the Nashua
works?
branch,
John really knows this shit.
which I think is in
I
New
think I feel like I'm
Hampshire.
losing points right now.
I'm not deducting the points. That's not fair.
Yeah, there's no deductions.
The other question I had skipped over, which just out of nowhere, in the Fun Run episode, Dwight Mercy kills Angela's cat. What's the name of the cat?
Sprinkles.
You really?
Wow, yeah. That one was just on yesterday.
That was on. It's usually always on in the bar. Like the office is just on, and then it's on when I'm at home, and then it's on when I'm falling asleep. It's just in my head all the time.
Okay, I underestimated his level of fandom
Yeah.
as opposed to
Yeah.
yours.
It's all right. Frank likes
Let's go
Pokemon
for it.
Go,
Like-
and I'm obsessed with The Office.
I feel like
That's all right.
they're different things, but okay.
Like I said, win, lose. I'm getting a free beer either way.
Say it.
In the Dundies, what restaurant does Pam get banned from?
I wrote Wednesdays, crossed it out, and wrote Chili's.
I will take it.
Chili's.
All right, that's a
Chili's
point
is
for
the
both of
one.
you.
I'm assuming there's an apostrophe.
I think there is.
Yes.
Did you read the
Does that mean
apostrophe?
that it's
John didn't
possessive?
do it.
I
Oh,
did.
you did.
There is.
Okay.
Okay. I was going to deduct a point, but okay. Damn. You took that very seriously when I brought it up. So
I
would've
knew he
deducted
would.
a point. What's the name of Pam and Jim's first kid?
Cece, I wrote.
Cece, yeah.
But I don't know if
Alright.
it's short for something.
Cecilia.
You're breaking my
Cece
heart.
is fine.
Yeah.
Cecilia,
Okay.
it's fine.
Record deal.
So what is the tattoo Andy ended up with?
I
Nard.
wrote Recyclops.
But it's
So that's wrong.
It's a nard dog.
There you go.
That's
How
what
do
he
you
gets
draw a
tattooed.
nard dog?
It's just a dog with the
yeah.
word nerd on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
alright.
But they drew like.
I like
pictures
Recyclops
and
though,
stuff.
so I will.
Yeah.
Recyclops.
You're very dedicated to that.
But
Recyclops.
which,
I'm like, I actually
which,
have one.
which vintage of Recyclops is it? Because
It's
there's
true,
like
there are
there's like
multiple
8 of
I
them.
like
Yeah, he
the
does
one
it
with
over-
just the eye here.
like one of the first
Like
first ones.
not the one with the boomerang and the laser belt or whatever that is.
I like the last one when he comes in and he's just like destroy. He's just breaking everything in the office.
And to the last question I asked, what was the name of James Spader when he took over as CEO of Sabre?
We missed one. We skipped one.
We
What did we
skipped
skip?
we skipped Jim's nickname.
Oh yeah, what was Jim's nickname?
I wrote Big Tuna and Big Haircut.
That's a good one.
I'll take either of those.
I wrote Big Tuna. I think you should get an extra point for
I
big
should get
haircut.
double points.
All right.
But he does also sometimes call him large tuna.
I would have taken anything that involved the word tuna. Really.
Great.
I didn't have that one written down. That was an on the fly one.
That was an on the fly.
And what was the name of James Spader's character?
I wrote my own name, so that's wrong.
But it's
Not Frank.
but it's actually Robert California.
It is. You were really
That's his real name.
in the show.
In the show, yeah.
I've never met anyone named California.
It is
Until now.
pretty awesome name though. Like if there's a name to pick.
Michael Scarn.
So let me add these up quick, and thanks to the magic of editing, I will cut out the time it takes me to do that.
Great to do math. Especially because we threw in half points.
Did I get a half point? On
Yeah,
that?
you got
Yes,
a
you
halfie.
did.
You,
You
got a
got a half-
halfie for Bob Dole.
Great.
Depending on the outcome, I might round that up
Which is-
an extra half point.
Also,
Sweet.
another shirt we're gonna make. You got a halfie for Bob Dole.
You do
I'm just
really
thinking
got
the
a
fit.
halfie
No.
for Bob Dole.
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't know why his name
I'd
popped in my head.
I don't know why it did either.
Halfie for Bob Dole. I'd buy that T-shirt.
Oh no. So John wins.
It's closer than you think.
Yeah.
If I give you the extra half point, like I just said, it ends up with John with 10 points, you with 9.
Woo!
Better than I thought.
Well fought. Good office trivia battle.
Here's a fun bonus question just for the hell of it. How many episodes of The Office were there?
Oh, total episodes.
How do you not know this right off the top
Total
of
episodes.
Ooh,
This one
all
I'm
right.
just trying to screw you.
How many seasons are
Yeah,
there? How
there's
many
9
episodes per season?
seasons. The first season's only 6 episodes, but all of the other ones are like at least 20.
Could we crop this out for time too? He's got some math.
No, I want people
Well,
to
let me
hear
see.
me thinking out
Let me
loud.
see where my time is. I like the thinking out loud. Plus, it takes up time.
Yeah, I'm trying to show my work. Well, all right.
Write it down.
What's? I don't have a pen anymore. I lost them.
Let it be noted he
Hold
stole
on.
our pens.
Here's your pen bag.
Well, I don't know if I'm
Normally,
right?
I put a time limit on this, but since I want to see the math wizard in progress.
Six
Yeah.
and first.
Don't look at me.
Probably like. Well, I just I'm thinking out loud.
There's 9 seasons.
There's 9 seasons, so that's.
Obviously, the first season was, the shorter season.
Is this an over/under question?
Yeah. Do I get like a range, or you want me to pick them?
If you get within 10,
All right. You'll buy my beer.
no. Frank owes me a beer.
I'm gonna just pick
Bring
one
by me another
number
beer.
less than John says.
That's,
All right. I'm gonna say.
Here's a number.
Let it also be
I'll
noted-
do the math, and then I'll give Frank a chance. Whoever gets closer wins, and then you can.
All right.
You two.
Price is Right rules.
I'm gonna say that there's 219
I'm
episodes.
gonna say 218 episodes.
Those are final answers.
Yes.
There's 201 episodes.
Oh, I win! No! Yes.
You two can decide who gets what based on.
All John wrote on this piece of paper is a 6 and whatever that is.
a little scribble of a 1.
Just a scribble and a 6.
Oh, that was pretty close though.
You guys
So what does that
close.
mean? I have to buy half of your beer and Frank gets the other half?
I don't care. I'm getting a free beer.
care, as long as I'm
how you
drinking.
break it up.
It's poured into 2 glasses, and we'll each hand
The
them the
small
There you
ones,
go.
the little whiskey
Take-
flight glasses.
Take a pint-sized can, pour it in two different glasses, and I'll take them both.
And I'll drink both of
Done.
them. Awesome.
So, guys, thank you for hanging
Yeah,
out.
thanks
This
for
was
coming,
awesome.
Hey man, thanks. Yeah, this was fun, Chris.
I'm getting over a cold, so I'm a little flimsy.
I think everybody is, yeah.
I thought you were tearing up because this was just your
I'm
most
tearing
favorite
up. It's
episode.
over. This was a great time. Let me wipe these tears from my eye. So that's going to do it for this episode of Stories from a Bar. Thank you to my guests, Frank and John here at Loch and Key, for hanging out, having some fun, and for Frank for buying my next beer. I appreciate you letting me hang out, come in and talk to you guys about the place. It's been fun. It's been great.
Awesome.
Anything, handshake,
Thanks,
anything you want to talk
Thanks, man.
Yeah, they
mention
can't
while
see it.
Yeah.
No, they can't see it. I shook both their hands.
It's a
At the
behind the
same
scenes
Yeah,
thing.
behind the scenes thing, and these heady toppers are start getting together. I couldn't even
Yep.
say that correctly.
Yep.
Yes.
We've done our job.
Anything else? Yes. Anything else you guys want to throw in? I don't know. You
Just show up.
You
Just
can-
show up.
Just
Just
show
come
up.
hang
like
out.
It says on the website.
Yeah, just
You
show
can
up.
find-
That's actually a funny story too.
Okay.
My sister was like making my website. I was kind of getting frustrated with her because she kept asking me questions. Well, what do you want on your website? I was like, I don't know, just show up. And she wrote it, and we're sticking with it.
Here we
Nice.
are.
It's nice. It's a nice little motto to have.
Yeah.
Other
Right.
than you're pronouncing it wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
So be sure to check out Loch and Key at 414 Broadway in Albany. And they got a nice little selection of cans and drafts and bottles and some tasty treats as well on the menu. You can check them out also on Facebook and Instagram. A big thank you to everyone for checking out the show. Be sure to check it out. You can find Stories from a Bar on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those social media outlets at Stories FAB, Stories Fab. You'll also find the show on iTunes, Podbean, Stitch, Podbean. Like I said, these heady toppers are they 8%.
They're up there.
They are up there. ALC, 8%. All right. I just drank 2 of them in like an hour or so. So,
And you got another one coming.
all right.
2 halves.
Yes, 2 halves. You'll find the show on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, and YouTube. So be sure to subscribe, check out the show. More importantly, leave a fantastic review. I greatly appreciate it. The podcasting community is awesome. And be sure to spread the word. So until next time, cheers.
Cheers.